I go to the gym 6 times a week. Yes, I'm a gym bro. I drink milk this size. Yada yada. But let me ask you a question. Are you going to the gym because you yourself like it? Or because you think girls will like it? Because girls will like you more after you've built some muscle. You say, well, it doesn't have to be contradictory, right? I like it, and I think the girls like it. Well, let me rephrase it then. Are you primarily going for yourself, or are you going because you can attract a girl better with muscle? Primarily. Answer this question honestly, because if your answer is that you don't really like the gym, or you kind of like the gym, but you think that you must go because in this day and age, with the dating market being this competitive, you have to build muscle to attract a good girl so that you can have a casual relationship, have a serious one, so that you have a happy future filled with womanly love, of course. If your answer is for the girls, then I have a bit of a radical claim to make to you. I'm not going to try to prove it because I can't. I can never prove it. But I'm just going to say it because it's in my belief that going to the gym is not the most effective thing you can do to attract a girl. If attracting a girl is your goal, then there's better things for you to do than going to the gym. I'm gonna prove it with facts that you cannot disagree with. You go to the gym, right? Every time you're in the gym, how many gym bros that are more jacked than you do you see around you? They're pumping twice the weight than you. Their deadlifts looks scary, the number of plates on their bars. They work way harder than you. They're grunting. You can see the sweat dripping down their face, and you think, "Wow, such dedication." They have years of experience more than you. They have more years of experience than you, and you're probably not gonna catch up for a very long time. They have six-pack abs, and some of them even look more handsome than you, which is certainly the case in my gym. And at any given time, you think there's at least 20 to 30 gym bros that are more jacked than you. So do you think that a jacked body, muscle mass, is a very rare thing in this society? Imagine if a girl who just want to date guys who are jacked. She goes on Tinder. How many jacked guys do you think she'll find on there? And how easy do you think it is to just send a text and set up a meetup with a perfect 10 in body? My guess is that it's very easy if you've ever seen women's Tinder. Filled with people who have great bodies. And now you're doing the same thing, and in a couple of years you will have a great body too, but the reality might be that there is millions of guys who have better bodies than you at any given time, no matter how hard you work. So I'm not saying that going to the gym doesn't help with attracting women. I think it does. Women like a better body. I believe that's true. But do we take a moment and realize that how cheap, how common is a jacked body in this day and age, and how easy it is for a girl to find someone like that? Let me ask you another question. A thought experiment, so to say. Well, imagine you see a pretty woman, exactly your type, when you're waiting in line in the cafeteria or in a restaurant. She seems bored on her phone, so if you talk to her, you're definitely not gonna bother her. At this moment, do you feel that you're comfortable going up and introducing yourself to her and see if there's a connection between you two? Hi, my name is Carson. I like to meet people randomly, or I like to meet people around these parts. What's up? And you wait for a response. Are you comfortable doing something like that? Just in imagination, not even actually doing it. If the answer is no, then do you think it will help with attracting women if you are capable of confidently and comfortably walking up to a girl who you're interested in and start a conversation, introducing yourself to her to see if you guys can vibe? That will help, right? Or if you are comfortable approaching her, do you think the conversation will be smooth? She's gonna have fun? Are you guys gonna laugh together? Or is it gonna be a very awkward interaction where you're asking her interview questions and she's getting bored and she thinks that you're creepy and she wants to get away from you? Do you think that being smooth in approaching a stranger who you don't know, and you can still act confidently, you can introduce yourself, you can ignore the possibility that she might not like you and take rejection well? If she doesn't like you, you back off. You say, okay, have a good day, and don't give it a second thought. Do you think that kind of ability will help you attract a girl? I think the answer is yes, definitely. But compared to the 20 and 30 gym bros at any given time in your local gym that you see, how many people do you see are working on their social skills, are actually actively approaching strangers, even though they might be uncomfortable, but they understand that they need to work on their social skills? My guess is that not a lot. And from my environment, I'm the only one who's doing it. I'm the only one who has social anxiety, who is actively trying to beat it, who is facing my fear and actually approaching girls to see what am I doing wrong. If I can actually have a comfortable conversation with her while making her feel not creeped out, not scared. I try to be really respectable, and I try to just have fun with everyone. How many people do you think are doing that? How many people do you think have the guts to even approach a stranger, to have a conversation? Not a lot, right? So, here's a question for you. Would you rather compete with a million guys who are all better than you, or do you want to compete with perhaps, let's say 10 guys who are actually stupid enough to work on their social skills? You'd rather do the 10 guys. Because in this racing track, it's less crowded, it's less competitive. You can perhaps even put in less effort and get more results than if you go on the crowded gym bro track. After 10 years of active work, you become a gym bro who is still awkward around women. Do you think women like someone who is awkward around them, or do you think they like someone who is confident, who laughs, who isn't so tense, who can make jokes and have fun and isn't afraid of the slightest rejection? If woman doesn't like him, he says okay, he backs off. Do you think that's a very attractive man? I think he is. So I'm only leaving you with a possibility that perhaps there is a better track than going to the gym if your goal is to attract women. And now back to the topic that I set out in the beginning. Do I go to the gym for myself, or do I go because I want to attract women? Initially, when I started going to the gym, my goal was totally to attract women. I think if I get jacked, I would have a girlfriend. Simple as that. But as the years go on, I find that there's simply too many gym bros. And that's when I had this realization that I shared with you. That this racetrack, while it's probably valid, is too crowded. So now, even though I do go to the gym 6 times a week, I don't have the hope that this will get me women, definitely, because track is too crowded. I am instead actively building my social skills, building my ability to act confidently, to be confidently, to be comfortable, to be less awkward, to be carefree when someone rejects you. That, I think, is a ability that if you put in some effort, then you can be ahead of all the gym bros. Because if you're ever into cutting, there's a thing we say that no amount of cardio can outrun a bad diet. Which means that if you want to lose weight and you do a lot of cardio, it wouldn't matter, because if you have a bad diet, if you're eating junk food and ice cream all the time, there is no way that you can lean down. I'm going to turn this around for you. I'm going to say that no amount of muscle mass can help with an awkward guy who's around girls. Going to the gym wouldn't help with your awkwardness if you are an awkward person around girls, like I was, and like I am. If you struggle with talking to girls and you think that getting better at talking to girls will help with attracting them, then going to the gym isn't the answer. The answer is to do the thing that you're bad at, is to practice talking to girls, is to fail at it,